Horizon Chen, Soms reaction. This is military drone testing program may be behind New Jersey drone mystery. What the hell is happening there? Like, I'm pretty sure he made a video about that like a day or two ago. It was a long one, 30-minute one. Okay, what? There are drones over New Jersey or something? What level are we talking about? You know what? I need to YouTube this shit. Oh, there you go. I found a video. I just use YouTube as a verb, like Google. Let's Google. Like, is this a thing now? Let's YouTube it. I don't know. Yeah. So this is like 4 days ago. Like 50 drones coming off the ocean. Like, this is terrifying shit. Like, I know. Like we used to like seeing some weird, mysterious things in video, but anything like resembles even close to that in real life, that's a different feeling. Like, I've had some few experience where I thought there's something is like that, but then it turned out to be something else. But at the moment when you think like, wait a minute, what is that? It's like feeling is different. So imagine just standing there, seeing these 50 drones that you don't know what that is, right? Just like might as well be UFOs or some shit, right? So just like coming off the oceans and everything. What the fuck is happening? And like, this been going on. It's like, it's not just one time thing. It's been going on like. Yeah, if Sandboxx makes a video about it, and like it's like a news like that, yeah, it's not a one-time thing anymore. So this is insane.
I've never seen them. Wow, they just passed each other. Yeah, I've never seen that before.
New Jersey Senator Andy Kim shared this video of drones he shot yesterday. Federal authorities insist most of these sightings are actually legally manned aircraft. But Senator Kim says he checked a flight tracker app while capturing this video, and that the devices he was capturing were not on it. The sightings are happening near LaGuardia Airport, too. Officials say they received unconfirmed reports of drone activity over that busy airport.
Okay, this is just absolute insanity. Like, this could be either prank or a threat. Who the fuck knows? This could be a prank or like a Mr. Beast level thing where like a major effort was put there to just do something, or like just pranking people or something. But that would be kind of insane. Like, okay, that much effort. That could be just enough of thing to like jail you, I guess, because they could like basically pin anything on like like potential terrorism or something. Like, if you terrorize people by anything like that kind of like falls under the tree of terrorism or something like that. So it could be something like a testing, like US, like B2, right? Before B2 happened, like people saw a lot of like triangle shapes UFOs. Probably was a B2 bomber, right? So this could be military testing, like Sandboxx's title says, or something like that. I don't know. So but this is like terrifying, like over the airport and everything. And we know in Ukraine, Russia thing, how like small drones can be deadly even against something like tank. And I've said that even like while watching those videos, like, okay, we're talking about battlefield here, but what about everyday life? Everybody has drones. Like, what if somebody tries to like attack people randomly using drones? Like, there are mass shootings everywhere. Like, what if like this mass drone thing now? How people can defend against that on battlefield where people have guns and like actively trying to defend against something? How are people going to defend against that in civilian areas? Like, drones are scary, man, right? So I don't know. This is going to be interesting. Let's watch this one.
Well, it's sure starting to look like the New Jersey drone mystery has been solved, at least in large part. And more than that, the culprits behind these drone swarms may have also been behind similar swarms spotted over Langley Air Force Base last December. And that culprit seems to be NASA, or rather a long list of organizations and corporations partnered.
Wait a minute, isn't NASA considered military? I mean, kinda, right? Like, that's what that's how it eventually started. But I'm pretty sure like it's considered something different, right? More like a scientific department than anything else. But yeah, I think it's part of military as well. That's how it was receiving funding when it started and still now, right? Like, NASA is behind a lot of like upcoming development of planes and things like they really help out. I don't know.
With NASA on what they call the Advanced Air Mobility Mission. Now, near as I can tell, this theory was first posited by a TikTok creator named JK Ultra, but it first caught my attention thanks to that Intel guy. Then, since he pointed me in the right direction, I've been doing some reading, and I can now tell you that last December, the U.S. Transportation Command, Air Mobility Command, the National Aerospace Research and Technology Park, and the Atlantic County Economic Alliance announced the establishment of a testing corridor between Delaware and New Jersey for a long list of military, commercial, and academic drone technology.
I mean, case closed. You can't get better case closed than this. New Jersey is literally part of it, like in the root of it, right? And like, okay, it's involved drones. It's like case closed. But why is this a fear, and why are they keeping it secret? Like, okay, I get it, like, you don't want to give out details, but you should tell, like, oh, by the way, this is us, like, tell the fuck out. Why are you causing terror amongst your own people? That is insane. You'd argue like they did the same thing with the B-2. They didn't told anybody, but B-2 is very specific. You can say like, oh, by the way, that's planar testing. Like, oh, Soviet Union, which is like, what the fuck, right? China is a case nowadays. Like, you can say some military plane thing, but otherwise China and like other players in the global scale might get in on it or something, right? But when it comes to like drone testing, like you already said we're going to do drone testing. Oh, by the way, we're doing drone testing. Like, it's a swarm of drones. Like, you can give out information like that. Like, oh, it's us, by the way, chill out.
And according to their press release, these drone tests would not only be conducted in and around military installations, but could instead be launched and recovered from anywhere within this drone testing corridor, which they identify as between Joint Base McGuire-Dix-Lakenhurst in New Jersey and Dover Air Force Base in Delaware. And according to that federal press release, this testing corridor is meant for the rapid development of commercial, academic, and federal government drone systems that could benefit future applications for the strategic airlift capabilities of the U.S.
Basically what Amazon tried to do, but at like major scale now. That's what it is. Amazon drones is gonna like supply you with packages. Governments like, and NASA's like, why the we not make that a normal thing for government and everyday use type of way?
Air Force. But I can already hear you saying, well, if it was this NASA-led program, why haven't they come forward? And I honestly couldn't tell you, but the evidence suggests this isn't the first time that happened. Last December, there were similar reports of mysterious drone swarms operating over U.S. military installations, like Langley Air Force Base in Virginia. And near the end of December, NASA released a press release explaining that they'd been testing automated drone systems beyond line of sight and without visual observation.
I get it. Everybody has satellites now. There is no safe space, especially with foreign entities. That was wordy. So I guess they don't want to say what they're doing exactly while they're doing it, because people can observe what they're doing, and who knows, even the observation might be just problematic enough to get some information to leak. Even though that might feel like a stretch, nowadays military kind of works like that, like better safe than sorry. Right, like just like keeping everything as like a restricted type of thing. Yeah, you know, a lot of like blacked out restricted things. If they get like unrestricted in the future, you realize like, why the fuck was that restricted? But it's like if it falls under umbrella like potentially problematic, they're just basically restricted. So this could be one of those things like, why tell what we're doing so other people can spy on us and like potentially cause issues? Let's just do it like, okay, if there's public fear, maybe they're told like police captains and people like that. So when shit does hit the fan, they know, right? So they can keep calm in the cities and things, right? But they're not going to make that public knowledge, I'm guessing. Not yet, at least.
Observers on pre-planned routes around Virginia. Now, they didn't come out and say that it was their drones spotted over Langley Air Force Base in Virginia last December, but it is worth noting that the facility they launched their drones from was less than 2 miles away from Langley Air Force Base. And now there have been countless sightings of unusual drones operating in the airspace over New Jersey and the surrounding area. And that just so happens to largely coincide with the announced and established testing corridor for advanced drone technologies in the same area run by the same program. And while I have reached out to NASA...
You know what surprised me? This is America. People have guns. long rifles and like even snipers. People just can get like sniper rifles apparently. Nobody shot at it or something. Is that like, I'm pretty sure there's going to be at least one incident where somebody shot at the drone. And I think nobody's going to report that because NASA and everybody would just like, oh, well, yeah, by the way, people are going to shoot at the drones because we haven't told them. That's part of the experiment, I guess. Like, that's the error margin we are going with. So I'm pretty sure somebody shot at the drone, nobody's going to say anything. Like, yeah, people shot at our drone, so what? Like, we assume that.
To see if they will confirm or deny their involvement in this recent rash of sightings or previous sightings over Virginia last year. I can say right now, as that intel guy said in his video yesterday, Occam's razor sure does point to this.
Yeah, Occam's razor. That should be thumb of rule for everyone, regardless of what. That's how you should start and then expand your like horizon. Because that's the whole point of Occam's razor. You don't want to get lost into details. So like simplest answer usually is going to be the right answer. That's how it usually goes. But you can like create a better judgment from there, right? You can like, oh, by the way, this could be NASA, and then you try to see more evidence. And if there's something fishy there, maybe you look at something else, but it's probably going to be NASA or military basically. But yeah, NASA is part of military, right? Like it's aeronautics or whatever, right? So that's they do a lot of testing for military and basically military wing, Air Force wing or something. That's how NASA started. That's how still they operate, kinda. But yeah, well, that was military drone testing program maybe behind New Jersey's drone mystery. Watch on sandboxx. Yeah, one thing I noticed, sandboxx really need to have better wording for his titles, and I feel like he'll get much more views than he's getting. He's getting few 100,000, he would get millions. He needs some like clickbaity type title like NASA is behind New Jersey drone or something rather than military. Military is just general. When you say NASA, people are like, ooh, NASA. I don't know. Alright, well, if you like my channel, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.